It's the Vrabel-Maye connection. You can see Vrabel challenges him when he talks to the media, which you need to have that. You can't just give something to someone.
It's a little like the Belichick-Brady situation then, but it's a different style of it because Bill kind of kept, not just Tom in check a little bit in the media, which he did. He really did. So
because Vrabel was around it.
He was around it.
He was around that development.
So he probably took what he saw that worked and using it with Maye, and he's doing a great job.
Let's see if he can continue it next week. This will be an awesome test. Welcome to Dudes on Dudes. I'm Julian Edelman.
And I'm Rob Gronkowski.
And this is the show where your favorite dudes get to talk about their favorite dudes.
And we're answering your burning questions after a wild Week 5.
Well, what are we talking about today?
Super Bowl Hail Marys.
What the Patriots need.
And the Denver Broncos taking down the defending champions. And then we wrap it up with the Chillest Dude of the Week, presented by Coors Light. Dudes on Dudes is a production of iHeartRadio.
Can you believe we're already through 5 weeks of the NFL season?
I really can't. It just flies by. Everyone loves football. And when you love something, they say it flies by in time. And that's why we're already through 5 weeks in the blink of an eye.
Blink of an eye.
Football is just great. There's been so many games. Sunday night football games from week 1 all the way through week 5 have been just phenomenal. There's been upsets, but there's been comebacks. There's been terrible teams, but there's been some great teams that have been coming out of nowhere. Just overall, the NFL is back. It's exciting. You just never know what's going to happen. And this whole season's going to fly by. It's already week 5, but trust me, you're going to say it's playoffs. Oh, it's the NFC championship game. It's the AFC championship. Oh, we're at the Super Bowl already. We just love football.
Time flies when you're having fun. A lot of key plays being made on special teams through the first 5 weeks. Field goals that are like 90 yards, block kicks left and right. New kickoff rule is freaking awesome. It's been a lot of fun stuff, and this is the time of year when you go into this next quarter of the season where it starts to shape off. It starts to shape up. We start to see what teams' identities are. There's a lot of film now that can be studied on these teams, and the good teams start to, it's not like, it ain't cream season. It ain't even pasteurization period. But the stuff is, what is it, curdling? This is curdling season.
Curdling season.
Curdling season in the milk process.
Season. Wow.
Yeah, it's when you get little chunks of goodness that are starting to go and sift through the milkation process. Should we get into some voicemails?
Yeah, let's get into some voicemails.
Yeah, my name's Michael from Indianapolis, Indiana. Love the podcast. My take is that Daniel Jones will finish top 5 in the MVP voting, and the Colts will not only make the playoffs, but win at least a game and be a difficult out for whoever they end up losing to. Thanks, guys. I love the podcast.
Hey, Michael, we appreciate it. From Indianapolis. You got a lot of takes right there. I'm going to agree that Daniel Jones will probably finish top 5 in the MVP. I mean, he's playing lights out right now. It's sweet, and it's great for all football fans, especially you Colts fan, to see his career get resurrected.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to appreciate that when someone gets a second chance and they take full advantage of the second chance. And in the NFL, that happens a lot, but you never know who's going to surprise you and takes advantage of it and goes, and takes off to the moon with the opportunity that they're given. And that's what Daniel Jones is doing here. And will they make the playoffs? Yes, they will make the playoffs. They're in a weak division. The Houston Texans aren't playing so great right now as well.
Big win last week, though.
They got a big win last week. They've only lost 1 game so far, right?
Who?
The Colts. They've
Colts
only
lost one.
So they're in the driver's seat right now, in the position to win their division and make the playoffs. And I got to agree with him again. This guy knows his football game. He says they're going to win 1 game in the playoffs and then they're going to get booted the next week. I kind of agree with that. I mean, with what you see with how far we're into the season, this guy watches football. He knows his football, and I kind of see that happening with the Colts as well.
Yeah, it's a little early for me. Look, they've started off.
I mean, just the trajectory of where we're at right now. Yeah. It is mad early, and a lot of things can change.
A lot of things can happen.
How you're reading it right now, I think he's kind of spot on.
I definitely think that they're a very competitive team, and they're looking really good, and you got to tip your cap to Shane Steichen. But, we've never seen Daniel Jones go out and do this for a consistent period of time. And just because we've seen guys like Sam Darnold, who went out and won 13 games last year with, the Vikings, and Baker and what he's done with, the Buccaneers, those guys are like a little different. They're resurrecting their career like at a consistent rate. If he continues this, yes, he'll be in that category. But it's just so early. I mean, they haven't really had any adversity to overcome yet. In a short bit of the season. You look at some of these teams. You look at the Chargers. Look, they're on a. There's a guy that I literally is off the street that's blocking for Justin Herbert right now at right tackle.
That's adversity.
That they're going through the injury, but look at the Niners. Their starting quarterback they just gave $250 million to isn't playing, and they're 3-0 with the backup that didn't work out in New England.
That's adversity.
Like, they haven't had any adversity, so I don't know how they're going to respond, but they are in a great position right now with the Indianapolis Colts.
Can you guys give us a team that will make a surprising playoff appearance?
Patriots.
That's who I was thinking too, Jules. We're on the same page right now. I'm going to go with the Patriots as well.
I like that right now. I mean, for everyone that says, "Oh, I called it before," all right, they don't realize how hard it is to win the National Football League when you have a new coach, new system, new everything. Like, what they did last week has nothing to do with this, but I don't know. I think they'll make the playoffs.
Yeah, it's kind of too soon as well to really,
way soon. We're week 5.
A surprising team in the playoffs.
Remember,
teams are just starting to identify who they really are.
2 years ago, Philadelphia, or when they went to the Super Bowl and then they ended up not making the playoffs, didn't they win 8 games? They started out 8-0 or something, and then they didn't win their back couple games. You look at Arizona a few years back with Kyler Murray. They started 7-0 with Cliff Kingsbury, and then tricked it off in the back end of the season gets harder. The season gets harder. And these teams that have gone out and won a lot of games early in the season have put themselves in a great position, but a lot of things can change, and a lot of things can change quick in the National Football League.
I'm still going with the Patriots.
Me too.
Hey, what's up, boys? Big fan. This question is for Gronk. As a Giants fan, obviously those 2 Super Bowls meant a lot to me. But Gronk, I remember you being this close to catching that Hail Mary, the tip. You just mistimed it. How often do you replay that in your head, saying, if I was just a foot closer, perhaps I could have caught that touchdown in Super Bowl 46?
If he had a straight ankle, he would have been all right. Or if he had a good ankle, he would have been all right.
Well, no, if I had a good ankle, we would have never been in that situation. We would have been up by 10 points, and there would have never been a Hail Mary.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went in with the damaged ankle, only played about 16 plays, had 1 or 2 catches, but then I was in there for the Hail Mary. And how I mistimed it is because I stopped at the goal line because I was trying to read the direction where the ball was going. I wanted to be in that position because as my job, I've got to be facing where the jump ball was going. I got to be facing where everyone's jumping, so then possibly can come and get tipped to me. So I stopped real quick. I pity-pattered at the goal line to read it. I read it, and then I went over to where everyone was jumping, and then I was literally just a tad millisecond late, and I literally missed it by a couple, 3 inches. How often does it play in my head? Just whenever someone brings it up. I don't dream of it. I don't, can't get no sleep over it. I mean, maybe for a week after that game, I was like, man, I was that close to the Hail Mary. But that's the game of football. It's the game of inches. So many different things can change throughout that game, not just the Hail Mary, but throughout the whole entire game, where it can be won or decided or lost as well by just a few inches. So that play doesn't, haunt me at all. Especially being able to win a couple Super Bowls in my career after that, after losing that Super Bowl as well. That's what really got me to get over that game, was just getting back to the Super Bowl and winning Super Bowls.
There you go.
Yeah, that's my honest answer. It really is.
Sponsored by Roe. Football players are always ready, whether it's game time or other times. That's the idea behind Rose Sparks, a prescription treatment that's built to help you be your best when it counts the most. See if you qualify at row.co Sparks. Rose Sparks features a dual action formula that includes tadalafil. Basically, you're getting the good stuff. The best part, they dissolve under your tongue, so they hit your bloodstream faster and work sooner, in 15 minutes on average after the medication dissolves. Rose Sparks helps guys get harder with bigger, thicker erections and have more control in bed. That translates into more satisfaction for their partners. Plus, thanks to the dual action formula, you can now be ready for up to 36 hours. That's a whole weekend, my friend. Just complete an online visit with the healthcare provider to see if it's right for you. If prescribed, new sexual health patients get $15 off on your first order of Sparks on a recurring plan. Connect with the provider at rode.co/dudes to find out if prescription Rose Sparks are right for you. Compounded drugs are permitted to be prescribed under federal law, but are not FDA approved and do not undergo FDA safety, effectiveness, or manufacturing review. For safety information, go to ro.co/safety info.
Hi, this is Gronk from Dudes on Dudes, and talk about a perfect partnership. I'm here to tell you about protecting your end zone with Dude Wipes. If you're still wiping with toilet paper, you need to listen up. Dude Wipes are a wet, extra large flushable wipe that leave nothing behind in your behind. Because they are wet, and we all know wetter cleans better. Unlike dry wiping with toilet paper, Dude Wipes clear instead of smear. Goodbye dingleberries. Goodbye itch and irritation. Plus, if you take Gronk-sized grumpies, or as I like to call them, Gronkies, baby wipes won't do. You need extra big Dude Wipes to handle the job. And they come in different scents and pack sizes, including a single-use, on-the-go pack that you can take wherever you go for that home field advantage. So don't fumble the ball with toilet paper. Stop being an a-hole to your b-hole and start using Dude Wipes. Available on Amazon and major retailers nationwide. Dude Wipes, best clean, pants down.
Yo, Julian and Gronk, just finished watching the Bills and Pats. Hell yeah, go Pats. Amazing win, pun intended. Have a quick question. Obviously, you guys are watching this as well, right? I'm more than sure Brady's watching it somewhere out there. Calling all the way from Texas. I'm going to fly out to Boston November 1st to watch the game November 2nd for the Falcons. And I just have a quick question for you, right? I know that this team has, succeeded from last year and, progressed from last year. I wanted to know what you guys have thought about the Mike Vrabel and Maye connection. Is it closer to Belichick and Brady, or is it closer to McDermott and Allen, or which other one would you compare it to?
I think it's their own.
Awesome. See y'all in Foxborough.
I think it's the Vrabel-Maye connection. You can see Vrabel challenges him when he talks to the media, which you need to have that. You can't just give something to someone or they don't appreciate it anymore. They don't appreciate it as much. It's kind of like, I don't know. Like, I feel they're not pampering him a lot. They're giving him a lot. He's digesting a lot. But I do see, you hear little snippets from the media with Vrabel, like him as a leader. We need, like, he just keeps the fire up under him.
Keeps him in check.
Keeps him in check a little bit.
Yeah. So if I had to compare it, I would say it's a little like the Belichick Brady situation then, but it's a different style of it because Bill kind of kept, not just Tom in check a little bit in the media, which he did. He really did. So he did it to everyone, though.
Yeah.
But I don't want to compare the situation to those two because it's totally different. But he asked the question, so I would say there's a little resemblance in that because Vrabel's just, keeping
because Vrabel was around it.
Vrabel, and he was around it.
He was around that development.
So he probably took what he saw that worked in that relationship, and using what worked, and using what he saw worked and using it with Maye. And he's doing a great job. He really is. Maye's looking confident out there. He's a leader. Vrabes doing his thing as a coach, and this team is getting better on a weekly basis. And Drake Maye out there is just being able, from his rookie year to his second year, he has progressed and made an unbelievable step as well.
Let's see if he can continue it next week. This will be an awesome test.
Yo, Jules, Gronk. With all this AI deepfake stuff that's going on now online, how long do you think before a team fakes an injury video to mess with the whole league? Like, for example, a fake clip of a QB limping around in practice just to get the defense prepping wrong. Do you think we're close to that or no? And also, would you consider that cheating?
Yeah, that is cheating.
Yeah, I mean, that is cheating for sure.
That's integrity. You can't do that.
Yeah, you're breaking the integrity of the game. But, man,
if it gets
love the question. I love your thinking out of the box here.
If team, like...
You want to know how he came up with this? It was probably because he got burned by an AI video thinking it was real.
Yeah.
Because who hasn't got burned by an AI video online? It's getting absurd out there. Like, you just sign on to Instagram or X or something, and you watch this video, and you get confused for a second. You're like, what just happened? And it was an AI video. And you're not signing on like, okay, I got to decipher between a real video and an AI video, but that's going to be the thought eventually once you get tricked by too many AI videos.
Who's going to go that low?
Yeah, you're right. Who is going to go that low? I can see that happening at like the high school level, maybe.
Maybe high school, but you go to the league, people getting suspended, people are getting fined. If this gets caught, I mean,
it ain't happening in the NFL. The integrity of the league is way too important to the game of football, to fans, to teams, to just everything about it.
Next one.
But that was pretty silly.
Hi, Jules and Rob. Greetings from Germany, from the Patriots International Fan of the Year. What do you think the Patriots still need to really fit into the team? We are seeing nice things again, like Drake Maye. The defense is super strong, but something is still missing. What do you think about it? Greetings from Germany to our Eichhörnchen, Jules and Gronk.
The squirrel, Eichhörnchen. Dennis, thanks for the call from Germany, the Deutschland. They're missing time. They need time on task. Look, we just saw a great situation that they went through last night. Go on the road, in the division, in front of the whole country, and play a solid football game. They got to continue this. They just need to do this more often. They need to have these situations and go through these different types of games to build foundational things that they can pull from when they have more time on task together.
Their line's doing pretty well this year.
The more time they do together, the more they'll be better. They just need more time. Because every situation, whether good or bad, is a bit of experience.
And there's one other thing as well. They got to find ways to improve in the red zone. I feel like they just need to be able to score more touchdowns, in the future. There's going to be more situations where they're going to have to put up points where it's going to be crunch time and they're going to be in the red area. You saw versus the Bills. They beat the Bills, but they got stopped in the red area a couple times.
Yeah.
Someone has to step up in the red area and become a true red zone threat. If that's, trading for a guy that's a good red zone
Brown?
Area threat, A.J. Brown possibly. That could be.
Would you want A.J. Brown on the Patriots?
Yes.
I think him and
why?
Vrabes.
Why would I say no to that?
I don't know. Just would you want the antics? I think he'd be different.
Yeah,
with the Patriots.
I agree. I mean, if he'll be getting fed if he was on the Patriots, but they got to improve their red zone area with however they're going to do it.
That's a good question, Dennis. Who's this? Tell Gronk it's okay. We know ASU is just a little better.
Oh, who's that coming from? Cam Skattebo?
Little
Skattebo.
He's not that little, though. He's pretty big.
Yeah, he's little. He's short, but he's stocky.
He's stocky?
Yeah, he's definitely short. He went to ASU. Their brains are short as well, short-wired, that is. Sorry.
Oh, Skattebo watching.
So you're talking, I'm hyping you up. I'm saying I became a fan of you. Even though you're on ASU, I was still cheering for you because I love the way that you played the game. And now you're coming on here DMing us, and talking garbage, saying ASU is better than ASU. But you're also not even coming in strong. You're just saying a little bit better. Well, U of A is a ton times better than ASU, buddy. All over the board. Yeah, last year you guys had a year. You guys won all those games. Well, you're not there anymore, buddy. I'm not a fan of ASU anymore, the football program, because you're not there. I was a fan of you. So just focus on what you got to do with the New York Giants and stop DMing us and talking shit. If you DM'd us and was saying nice things, this would be a different story. But bear down, go U of A. We're going to whomp your ass this year, buddy. Let's put a bet on it. $50.
And say hi to Dayball for me.
Yeah, tell Dayball I say hi. I still love your game, man. You're kicking ass.
Not like college rivalries.
Get almost anything you need delivered with Uber Eats. What do we mean by almost?
Well, you can't get a well-groomed lawn delivered, but you can get chicken parmesan delivered.
A day at the lake? That's a no. A Philly cheesesteak? That's a yes.
An afternoon stroll? Sorry, no. A burrito bowl? Happily, yes.
What about a day of sunshine? Not happening. A box of fine wines? Yes, that's happening. Delivery on its way.
Okay, how about some clear skies? Nope. Well, then how about some French fries? Yep.
A little escape? No. A delicious bowl of grapes? Yes. Yes, that.
How about a freshly cut lawn? Can't help you there, but barbecued prawns? Order it and it's on its way. Get almost anything delivered with Uber Eats. Order now. Alcohol in select markets. Product availability may vary by region. See app for details. Fantasy football season is back, and building a league-winning roster shouldn't keep you up all night. Your team might be one waiver wire pick away from complete domination or one injury away from utter disaster. You can lose sleep over it, or you can put those worries to bed with Unisom. Unisom helps you fall asleep faster, wake up less, and feel refreshed in the morning. It's the #1 doctor and pharmacist recommended over-the-counter sleep aid brand. Unisom and I also have you covered on the fantasy front. Check out my socials and the episode description for my Unisom sleeper picks to learn which sleeper you'll want to stash on your roster to help you bring home the championship. And be sure to pick up Unisom too. Use as directed. Let's get into the Chillest Dude of the Week. Brought to you by our favorite beer, Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door. Visit CoorsLight.com/dudes and celebrate responsibly. Couple dudes looking for some blues.
Come on, Jules. Give me a beer. Let's crack a cold one. Cold as the Rockies.
We got time
Coors
for one
Light.
more.
Hold on. Give me a cheers. That was good.
That was
Cam
good.
Skattebo throwing us a DM. That was great.
Old Scatty.
He's a great player, though. I just love the way he plays.
Fumbled, though.
Yeah, he's fumbled, but, who doesn't fumble at least once in their career?
Yeah, but you
gotta
can't
learn
do it in
from
your
it.
second game.
Yeah, but I just love the way he's a football player.
I do too. But
He's a football player.
we gotta. Football players gotta take care of the football.
They sure do. That's a good point.
All right,
It's
what's
a good
our
coaching tip. You should be on the coaching staff.
No shot.
Jules, a coach.
Absolutely not. I'd be miserable.
Happily miserable.
Happily miserable.
Let's see what the Chillest Dude of the Week is.
Let's see.
Hey, dudes. I don't know if you saw that come from behind win in Philly yesterday for the Broncos, but starting to kind of wonder if the Broncos are legit or not. I don't know. Let me know.
All right. The Broncos are kind of like the Philadelphia Eagles. They kind of win games in very similar ways. They're not really flashy. They got a really good defense, so they can hold the other opponent's, team to not too many points, where then they can win the game off of just kicking field goals.
Yeah.
And they've done that before, I think, where they just won games by just kicking field goals and just throwing for a touchdown or two. And then when their offense clicks, then they dominate. But their offense hasn't been clicking that much, but they've been winning games. They're finding ways to win games. And you got head coach Sean Payton, who's been in the league for so long, who's one of the best coaches. And when you got one of the best coaches, he knows a lot of situations in football, and he knows how to win those situations. So they just find ways to win, even if it's not flashy, even if it's not, phenomenal formula. It's just a formula to win games. And that's why they beat the Eagles, because they kind of beat the Eagles at their own game, by just getting the job done and managing the game and not turning the ball over, and just finishing the final plays that you need to finish at the end of the game. Are they legit or not? I would say they're going to come into their own once again. It's kind of like last year. They kind of had a slow start, and then they came into their own. Bo Nix started developing more and more, and then they went to the playoffs, but then they had no shot versus the Buffalo Bills. They're going to need a playmaker, like a big-time playmaker on the offensive side of the ball. Who do they got right now?
Sutton.
They got Sutton, but they got to step up more, and we need explosive plays if they want to be legitimate.
Yeah, I think it's early, but Sean Payton's notoriously great in October because he's a great coach. Once you give him film to study of his team and the other teams, he knows how to game plan good game plans. So I anticipate them to continue to try to get better. Bo Nix has to continue to get more fluid in the offense. He's had some great late game heroics, but you want to see a little more consistency, which he's a young quarterback. Like, he's still learning this thing himself. So I think they're legit, but don't go out and lose to the Jets next week. Cortland Sutton caught 6 of 8 targets for 81 yards against Mitchell, with 3 receptions for 64 in the fourth quarter alone. Mitchell had previously never allowed more than 2 receptions or 49 yards for a receiver an entire game. Yeah, Mitchell's a great football player. Sutton had let's look at his little route tree. Look at that. He had the 7 bow, flat out, 1 down. They moved him around. It was fun. Fun little day. That's good. That's a good stat. Cortland Sutton looking like he's going to be, they got to continue to build that, right?
They got to continue to build off of it
14
as well.
games. They only have 20 games together?
They got to continue to build, and the way that he played, like Sutton coming up big, with those catches on a big drive, they need to have that on a consistent basis.
Their defense taking the ball away too.
Their defense is just so great. They just can't rely on the defense, so they got to make big plays, explosive plays, put up some points, so then they can trust in each other and complement each other.
So it's up to Bo Nix.
Yeah, it really is. I really, truly believe that. It is up to Bo Nix.
It is up to Bo Nix.
Because the coaching's there, the defense is there. It's up to the quarterback.
But it's also, you have to understand, he's young, so he's learning too. So you can't just think he's Joe Montana or Tom Brady. And there's going to be bumps in the road, but you're seeing progression with Bo Nix and how he's winning some of these games, and it's not ugly, but it's still a win, and it's hard to win in this league.
And to say if they're legit or not, I'm going to say not, and this is why. Because legit teams are consistent on a weekly basis.
Well, they're building to becoming legit.
And that's why it's too early to even say are they legit or not. Yeah. But if I had to answer, they're very inconsistent at this time of the year with what we've seen with the Denver Broncos.
But Sean Payton ought to coach in October. So
yes, he does. So as of right now, inconsistency haunts you in the end. It comes back to bite you in the rear end, and you will lose games because of it. But like you said, with Sean Payton, coming alive in October and November and knowing how to get this team going, that consistency can get there like it did last year, at the end of the year for them. But it wasn't there at the beginning of the year. So it's just too early. It's too early, It is just too early. But everyone, that's why the NFL is crazy. Everyone just wants to make assumptions and just label teams of what they are when there's so many games left.
Fun division.
Yeah, it is. It's fun, but that's why we love the NFL, because it's fun. You just, 1 week, your team's the greatest team in the NFL, and then the next week you're freaking throwing the remote at the wall, breaking your TV, screaming and yelling, getting in fights with your wife because your freaking team didn't win the game.
That's it. And that was the Chillest Dude of the Week, brought to you by our favorite beer, Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door. Visit CoorsLight.com/dudes and celebrate responsibly, because it'll chill you out when you need to be chilled because of the football. And then before we got to give our thoughts and prayers to the Jones family. Chan, John, the whole Jones family for losing a member, Art. He was we played against him a bunch. Sad news, terrible news. Love you guys and praying for you guys.
Yes, terrible news. I met Arthur once or twice. Great guy, really fun, down to earth. The oldest brother out of them. I'm thinking about you, Chan. Thinking about you, John Bones Jones. We're praying for you guys. And we just want to give our thoughts to the whole entire Jones family. We love you, Chan, and we're wishing you well, and God be with you guys.
And that's been another episode of Dudes on Dudes. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Comment a dude you want us to do, and remember, rate and review.
Call in and ask us a question on the Chill line at 561-203-5789. And remember to follow Dudes on Dudes on YouTube, Instagram, X, TikTok, Snapchat, and Discord. We will see you all next week. Dudes on Dudes is a production of iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.